We're following a developing story in Old Saybrook where a man is dead after a police shooting. It happened earlier at the Econo Lodge on Boston Post Road. News 8's Josh Scheinblum was on the scene. He joins us now live in the studio with the latest developments. Josh?
Aaron, police have not released the identity of the person killed. It's also not clear what the individual they were looking for was accused of doing. What we do know, a community is working to come to terms with what occurred earlier today.
I came out to the window on the other side that faces Route 1, and I was worried.
Sybil Nassau of Old Saybrook had a front row seat from her home of a police operation that ended in violence.
I saw the tape, I saw the cops, I saw the state cops, I saw the two wagons over there, and I realized it was well contained.
Around 1 a.m. Saturday, members of law enforcement from the Old Saybrook and Norwich police departments went to the Econo Lodge on Boston Post Road in an attempt to locate a person they were investigating. But shortly upon arrival, the individual they were looking for was seen inside one of the motel rooms with a gun.
He discharged several rounds from the firearm while police officers were standing outside. At that point, Norwich and Old Saybrook Police Department backed off from the scene. They secured the area. They helped to evacuate customers that were staying at the motel, and they contacted the Connecticut State Police Emergency Services Unit tactical team.
Troopers with that unit entered the room and discovered the person holding the gun in their direction. They were ordered to drop their weapon, but when they didn't comply, they were shot, sustaining injuries that would later take their life.
We heard gunshots go off, and that's when everybody started running.
Garrett Rayberg was in the area at the time of the shooting. He wasn't staying at the motel, but was among those ushered into this nearby restaurant across the street called the Blue Crab.
A cop comes over and tells us to get inside, that there's a man with a gun, and that it wasn't safe outside.
Some were evacuated so fast. Owner of the establishment, Lori Ames, says there were those who didn't even have enough time to put their shoes on.
I went over some poor woman. She was sitting all by herself, so I went over to talk to her and comfort her for a minute, and I asked her if I could get her something. I thought she said juice. She said, no, I don't have any shoes. So I gave her my favorite flip-flops.
She'd already worked a long day and was making preparations to close up shop when people began showing up. But with around 60 Econo Lodge customers with nowhere else to go, Ames made the decision she would take care of all of those displaced.
We just put food out, and I made up chips and sliders, and they all just sat down. We got them tea and coffee and probably a couple beers.
An act of generosity that shines through a dark day.
I'm always ready. Oh, the door's always open.
No police officers were injured in the incident. Authorities also telling us the investigation remains active. For now, we're live in studio, Josh Scheinblum, News 8.